Beetlejuice. No, that's my Batman and my Beetlejuice.
That's the OG.
Yeah, for sure.
Although I do find the other one hilarious. We should bring him on the show, do some picks with us.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Send the
Let's
invite.
play the game. Yeah, send the invite. Yeah, send the invite. Yeah, just play the games. Brian, this is Chris. This is Hell If We Know podcast. Your podcast about college football. That's your introduction. We just get right into it. You don't want all this fluff in the front. We just want to hear people talking just to say things. So we can get right after it. Okay, slate of games is week 3. Not a bad slate of games, honestly.
Backloaded.
Backloaded. Yeah, exactly. Chris is right. Backloaded. Like most of them are indeed, prime time or certainly after like 5 o'clock or so. But there are a couple games that keep an eye on. Like I start with Oregon Northwestern. That's mostly just to see if Oregon's going to score 100 points or not. This 28.5 seems crazy. Northwestern is a bad football program right now. And I don't care if this game is on the moon or in Evanston or whatever. It's going to be a bloodbath. This feels like not enough. Oregon will have that much.
That's what I was
Possibly
going
the first half.
to say. Yeah, they may come out over under by themselves.
Yeah.
Northwestern needed this game to be in like late November,
Yes.
where it's cold as balls outside
Right.
to even have a shot, and then they might get
Exactly.
within 40. Who knows?
Right, because it's going to be like where we're at here in Wisconsin. It's going to be like in the mid to upper 80s this weekend. So it's going to be warm there, and they need it to be snowy, miserable rain, like can't see in front of your face, fog or something like that to have any sort of shot. And so it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah.
Not for the Oregon or the Northwestern players, but
Oregon, big.
big. That's all you need. Big. I don't know who's paying $156 for this bloodbath. Like that's, I guess if you're an Oregon fan and you live in Chicagoland area, and that's a good opportunity to go. But if you're a Northwestern fan, like
I better be calling ball plays for that much money to get in that game.
Exactly.
I better get
right?
to call some plays or something.
That's front row. You get all you can eat and drink, and you
Yep.
get to call plays.
Yeah, get to call some ball plays. Yep.
Right.
3rd and 17, Chris. What we should do here?
Right. Yeah, you get offense in the first half, defense in the second half. See how you do. Just run cover 4. It doesn't matter. They're going to run right by you. All right. Well, the actual real game is at noon Eastern time. Clemson at Georgia Tech. Now, if I'm Dabo and that program, I am going to be really, really cautious going this game, thinking you're going to come out with a win. Because Georgia Tech has become a team that is incredibly physical. They're talented at running back and quarterback. Haynes King is going to play this week, it sounds like, last I heard. He sat out last week. And, they're a physical football team, and they'll beat you up physically and mentally. So if Clemson comes out and plays like they did the first half against Troy, they're in for a long day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it seems weird to say this game 3, but this is a huge game for Clemson.
Sure
Yeah,
is.
it really. I mean, game 3, like you would think that's way too early to be able to do something like that or say something like that. But it is. I mean, after the way they looked against LSU, the way they looked against Troy, they need a good performance.
Yes.
I don't know they get it in Atlanta against Georgia Tech because those
That's not the
guys
team to start
dirty up the
playing
game.
there.
Nope, they dirty it up a little bit. Like I said, they're physical. They're going to hit you in the mouth. They're going to,
Right.
they're going to make it really difficult for Clemson. So, if Clemson's circle the wagons, all the cliches you've heard. Dabo
Yep.
will be, he'll be on them. He'll have them ready. Are we going to do picks along the way here? Or are we going to come back through and do picks?
We do picks as we go here. Yeah,
We're going to do as we go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go ahead and call it. I'll go ahead and take Georgia Tech. I think they're a tougher football team.
I agree. I do too. If Clemson showed me anything at all the first 2 weeks, like offensively, I think that's where they're most disappointing. Defensively, they're still going to be really good. Offensively, I cannot believe how anemic they are. I really did not anticipate that. And, they came back and won the Troy game, but the fact that I had to say they came back and won the Troy game, that's a problem. It's just remarkable. And Atlanta's not the place to go find yourself and reset. So I think they go in there and they're going to get out physical. They're going to get beat up. I like Georgia Tech to straight up win this game. And if Clemson loses this game, national title champs or chances bye. That will be it. So they can't afford another loss. Certainly not this early. And this is going to be, Clemson fans are going to be ready to run him out of town if they lose this game and they continue to look so poorly on offense.
The next home game for Clemson will look very interesting. They lose this game.
Right.
I don't know who it's against.
Take a peek at that is. Yeah, let's take a peek at that real quick.
Just to see. But yeah, you're right. They're not running the table.
No, Syracuse. Syracuse,
yeah.
Which Syracuse, they're not going to be afraid to come in there and put up a fight. Now, I don't know if Syracuse has the juice to to win that game, but I don't know. I mean, we'll know more about Clemson this weekend. If they come out and they turn it around, they look great like the Clemson we thought they're going to be, then okay, back on the bandwagon. But right now, I am totally off that bandwagon. And they got two trips that are very winnable. I mean, look at their schedule. It's kind of a joke till they get to Florida State, honestly. SMU, maybe you'll give them, that's a home game, but, that's a game that they certainly could lose. I mean, that's the SMU team's a pretty good team.
They're going to score it. They're going to score it.
Yep.
They're going to put up points. Absolutely.
Florida State, we know they look for real. And then you got Louisville. I don't know about them yet, but, kind of wondering if they're not so bad of a team. And then South Carolina, we know they're going to be a solid to good team too. So, yeah, I mean, they can't afford any losses. Certainly not this weekend to an unranked Georgia Tech team, because that'll just sink their title shot altogether. I mean, they may still, have a shot at the ACC title, but we know who they are. We're going to know who they are in a couple of days, I think.
Yep.
All right. I don't know if it's a trap game for Oklahoma. I don't think you can say that when you're going to play at Temple. I don't understand why they're playing Temple on the road. Doesn't make any sense. But here we are. 23.5 favorites. I mean, they'll probably cover that. That's a big win for OU and Stoops last weekend. They're going to have to back off on running Mateer, or he's going to get murdered.
You can't run him 19 times all year.
No.
This is a game you don't run him at all.
Exactly. Don't run him at all. Like, you have lots of games. You have a murderer's row of schedule coming up in October through the rest of the year.
Yep.
You can't be doing that. He's not going to survive. He did okay in the whatever conference they played in last year, set of games. He ran for 700 yards, but that's different going against, Florida and Texas, and then he goes to play Tennessee. But they have it's going to be a problem. So I expect they'll dial that back if they're smart. This game, on paper would look good, right? Wisconsin at Alabama. Oh, cool. That's going to be a good game. But I think this 21.5 may be a little low. I've watched Wisconsin play enough that they're just not a very good football team. And I think they're still going to have O'Neal as the quarterback because Edwards is still dinged up. So, yeah, $18 tickets. That kind of tells you.
In the Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Exactly.
$18 tickets.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what.
That's pretty sad, isn't it?
Right? It is.
I'll watch this just for the, it's going to be a lot of red and white. But I just don't see Bama having any problem. I think they get up early and they just cruise. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they, win by 30 points or more, something like that.
Yeah, I would probably take the under. Was that 46.5 right there? I could easily. I'm like you. I think Alabama doesn't have any trouble, but I think it's like a slow death for Wisconsin. It's gonna 38 to 6, 38 to 35 to 10.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just slow and agonizing. And Ty Simpson they just make some plays every now and then to kind of just they score 14 points a quarter or anything like that, or maybe 10 points, something along those lines. It's not going to be pretty.
No, exactly. In Wisconsin, I mean, one of the reasons I think they have no shot, they can't run the ball, which I'm not sure I've ever been able to say that before. They can't run the ball at all with their backs. Their backup quarterback is just a guy. He's this is not a good time for him to be learning on the job as you go. They're going to get beat up pretty good. So
it'll be interesting to see how many people's at that stadium there Saturday. It's a 11 o'clock kick. That's going to be interesting to see what the crowd's like on that. I don't think Wisconsin's will be coming into a hornet's nest. I don't. Not like
no. If it
not
was
like
a
in years
game,
past.
Right, exactly. that would be the only way. Like Wisconsin's going to need some sort of like muff punt, some short field position somehow, fumble, interception, something like that. Their defense is going to have to put the offense in like really good position to probably kick field goals. Maybe
field goals. Yeah.
So 38-6, maybe like a really good call right there. Because Bama will just, they'll just do what they need to do to win. I don't see them putting up 72 points like they did last weekend, but
no,
they'll handle Wisconsin. So disappointing. That should be a good game. If we were talking about this 5-6 years ago, this would be a marquee game, right?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Wisconsin was better than it, but Alabama's in their heyday. So you might have got the same score then as you were now, and the teams are completely way
That's
better
true.
then.
Right.
So
yeah, was Alabama went to Wisconsin just last year and just murdered them too. So this is going to look similar, just in a different zip code. Yeah. All right. Next games. We don't really see too many games here that are until we get to this big guy here. Let's skip that for now and come back to that because that's the marquee game. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good game right here. This South Florida Miami. South Florida is going just disrupting everything in the state of Florida. Boy, would that be something? They knock off Miami. I think if they even play close and play well, have a shot late to prove, look, we can play with any of these big boys in Florida. We have some of that Florida talent. We have excellent coaching. I'm going to pick Miami to win this game, but I think this is closer than the 17.5 spread.
Oh, me too. I think that I would, if you've watched South Florida, and everyone knows them now, right? So no one's getting caught off guard. But there's not a team in college football that has more confidence right now than South Florida Bulls.
No way.
They are coming in riding high, and they'll get they're going to get Miami's best shot because Miami ain't going to be fooled now. But I'm like you. I think 17.5 is a lot. I like Miami to win, but I think South Florida hangs in there. I do. I think they hang. They can hang in that 10 to 17 point range the whole game. Just kind of stay in that area, and if they get a break here or there, a penalty, and before you know it, they'll sneak up and bite you. But I don't think they do. I think Miami's way better than what Florida is.
Absolutely, for sure, absolutely, and better than what Boise is too. But
yes,
I don't know, man. I mean, like
Carson Beck's playing really well.
Carson Beck's playing really well. They have some dudes at wideout, and the defense is playing better than that was a year ago. So I think Miami's a legit team. But yeah, you're right. South Florida, this is not a team to just like try to cruise through. That's a good way to get beat and embarrassed. So Miami, I think they win that game straight up. Let's see. Let's roll down some other ones. Florida LSU. We talk about this one. What's your broad picture of both programs right now? What do you think this game's going to go?
LSU, Florida. I think LSU rolls. I think for Florida even have a shot to be in this game, they got to have success early to be in the game. It's at Knott and Death Valley. That's by far the toughest environment in college football to play in. At Knott at LSU, there's nothing else that compares. Yeah. So you go in there and you get down 10-0, 14-0. That Florida team, they're soft. So far, boy, they'll quit. They'll mail it in, and LSU will win it. 41-0, and that'll be it. But if they hang in there, get a touchdown or two, and are fighting, and then that's what, if you're a Florida fan, you don't mind losing this game. Like we said last week, you don't mind losing the game. You just want to see them fight, actually compete. You can, because LSU's a good football. You can go in there and lose anyway. So
absolutely,
you go in there and lose a 27 to 20 or 23 or 27-24 ball game, and you fought the 4 quarters. You feel pretty good as a Florida fan because you were maybe losing that game anyway. But you go in there and get beat, 35-3. You get buried. That's a whole different thing.
That's a tarmac.
Yep.
Potentially.
Give me LSU. What is it? 7.5.
7.5.
They cover that.
I think they cover that easily.
Yep.
I mean, that's I'm maybe missing something. LSU is not exactly lighting up the scoreboard the first 2 weeks against Clemson or La Tech, whoever they played. But this is a Florida team that's a couple bad plays away from just like hanging their head and just saying, "Can we just go home now, Coach?"
They can't protect Lagway, and that's going to be a problem. And I hope it doesn't happen because I don't wish any football player to get hurt or anything like that. But I don't be surprised to see Lagway have to come out of the ball game during this game.
After Harold Perkins.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So don't be surprised if he has to come out of the ball game for a play or two or a drive or something, because I could see him getting beat up getting roughed up a little bit this game.
Right, and he's so far been prone to getting dinged and having to miss some time. So
came into it with with like an ankle or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Florida, what you said is perfect. If they show that they can play disciplined, don't make stupid penalties at the wrong time. Like, you could even, if Lagway's trying to make a play and he just reads the coverage wrong and throws an interception, but it's close game, whatever, that's disappointing. That's the way to loss. You're expecting an L. But, if they just come out and just look lifeless and just completely disinterested and they get run out of the stadium, I'd said Napier's not going to make it to October. Hell, he may not make it to the end of the week.
You may not make it back to the Baton Rouge airport.
Yeah, exactly. So that program is in quite disarray. Now, in some magical another world, this happens. The Florida wins this game. Boy, I think the whole SEC's who's getting good? Who's this Florida team is they're somehow decided to play again, and then LSU is okay, well, maybe they're not as good as everyone thought. Right. We know Clemson's maybe a pretender, so I think we're going to see LSU finish off Florida for the season, and I think they take care of it early. If Florida gets down, I just don't see them having the fortitude to fight and kind of come back and win. I think they'll just turtle.
Yeah, and if you're Florida football players and you go in there and you get stomped and you quit, and the attitude is terrible in the locker room, and then you look up on the schedule and you go to Coral Gables next week.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, those kids you played football with and get a 7-on-7s and high school maybe. Yeah, you played with those kids.
Don't think for a second.
Yeah. Oh man.
That Miami and Cristobal don't want to put 150 up on the Florida Gators.
They embarrassed them in the swamp last year. Yep. They're going to try to double that effort this year.
Yep, they are going to try to bury them. They're going to take them out into the Atlantic and drop them off in the deep end.
I thought they'd go into the swamp and be with the Florida Man logo. I remember the guy with a mullet and the wife beater and jorts, of course. 2 Bud Diesels. Yeah, I think. I mean, this is. There's no way Napier makes it through an LSU drubbing and then a drubbing in Coral Gables. That's just That's it. You have to move on right there. You pull the plug right then and there. The season's over. You might as well start letting other coaches audition and see how it plays out. See which kids actually want to play football in Florida. It's hard, man, because it's easy to jump ship somewhere else now. If you don't just stick it out for the rest of the year and December comes around, hop in that portal, go find a new home. And
like we said last week, it wouldn't surprise me at all that DJ Lagway is wearing a Miami Hurricane uniform next year.
Yep.
If I was a betting man, and I kind of am, and if you can get Lagway being not at Florida next year, you take that bet, especially if they get drubbed Saturday night.
Absolutely. Yeah, so there's that one. There's another good game. I forgot about this one. How this Notre Dame A&M game.
Yep.
I've only seen Notre Dame play that first game against Miami. I think they look pretty good. I mean, the Carr kid played well for his first outing, I thought, and they fought and they clawed back and had a chance to beat Miami on the road. I have not seen much of Texas A&M, so I'll let you speak on them. No. But Texas A&M are typically who they are. What they are. They look like they're always the same team, and they'll, I don't anticipate them winning this game. By the way, I don't know if we said I'm taking LSU by 2 scores at minimum for this last game.
I think the people will be able to discern that by listening to your breakdown of the game. Yeah.
Just to be clear, right? Just cement that in there. Because I've not seen much of A&M or very little actually. And I've seen enough Notre Dame to know that they're going to play defensively. They're going to be good, and it's a home game. This is not typically a game I'd see A&M winning, and historically, I like Notre Dame to win this game. But it's certainly one of the handful. We'll keep an eye on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. I've not watched much of A&M either, just because they've not they've not played anybody that piqued my interest until now. This, I'll watch a little bit of this Notre Dame. I'll be flipping back and forth between this one and LSU, Florida, and there's Arkansas, Ole Miss up there. We went by that one, but we need to go back to that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But I'm like you. I like Notre Dame. I think this is a Marcus Freeman football game right here. At night at home, A&M tough SEC opponent coming in. He kind of needs the win to get kind of everything going in the right direction, because you dropped that Miami game, so you need a nice solid win to feel good about yourself. And I think they get it. It's 6.5. So
6.5.
I don't know if I would touch that.
That's a hard one to. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be.
I do too. And I think, those at 49 and a half up there. Yeah, you're under that, so I think. This ball game's going to get played in the low 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's be a good game for A&M too. Like, all right, we are back.
Who are we?
We're can really play. We're going up to that next level that we've somehow not been able to do. This would be a good test for them to show that they can do that, win on the road against a very good Notre Dame team.
Sure.
So.
And prove to the A&M guys and A&M boosters and that old money that Elko's your guy. You go into Notre Dame and win at night in South Bend, and that's a team that played for a national championship last year.
Yes, a few months
ago. That's a heck of a win. You go in there and get that win if you're A&M and Elko. That's a springboard win right there. Now all of a sudden 10-2 is staring you right in the face, maybe.
Absolutely right. No, I think this is as far as the two teams need to show something. This is up there with any of those games, for different reasons. Neither coaches are in dire straits of losing their job, but like they both need a big signature win to get going. And Notre Dame's had plenty last year, but losing that Miami game, and then they had a week off, so now they're I'll see if they come out rusty. That's the thing about that. A&M's already had 2 tune-up games. Notre Dame's had 1 on the road, so that might be
interesting to see how Carr plays.
Mm-hmm.
How
First
Carr plays
game.
Against yeah. It'll be amped
it's different, like playing on the road versus home game. Like sometimes there's a little less pressure. Like you kind of, some guys like playing on the road just as much because you get sort of this like us against the world feel, and it kind of drives you a little bit. Whereas at home, like everyone's your favorite, your favorite player. So.
At home, there's so much to be said about being the home team, because and I can't remember, it's been years ago when Lee Corso could make sentences. He was talking about that, and he said that the home team just think all week long. You don't have to travel at all, right? You get practice. You eat at your best. You eat at your favorite spots. Your girlfriend's still there.
Sleep in your own bed.
You sleep in your own bed. We're creatures of habit, and you do your habit week, and you're going to bed in your own bed Friday night, getting ready to get up the next morning. You're familiar. It's just everything seems to be smoother when you're there. When you're away, you're in a hotel bed. You got like one year, Tennessee fans got Stetson Bennett's phone number, started calling him.
That's right.
Then he wound up kicking our ass, but
right.
I mean, it's still a fantastic story.
Yes,
you have people calling and people pulling fire alarms at the hotel, just stupid stuff like that. So it's just harder on the road. That's why it's hard to win away from home.
It is. I mean, there's just so many reasons. Like you can't hear because the crowd. Like, how much lag weight going to be able to get the snap count off? Definitely
what's the
first drive.
What's the over/under on delay games Saturday night at LSU?
I'd say 3. Because they can smell the blood, right? LSU fans and players and Brian Kelly. Like, Kelly can't really afford to lose that game either, by the way. Like, this is an LSU team that people are picking. Some people are picking to win it all. And while they look good against Clemson, like, we don't know who Clemson is. We think they might be a pretender. And then, anyway, jumping back. But I think that's a big game for Kelly, too.
For sure.
Because it's a game they should win. This is a game, obviously, they're clearly favored in, and they should be favored in.
And that's the games Kelly has trouble with.
Yes, right.
Ones you ought to win.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if he fails on this one here. This was. I'm also surprised the tickets are only $75 for that game. That seems. But the Northwestern, the Oregon games are $130. Come on, I don't. What's going on here?
It's bizarre.
I don't care if Florida is still a marquee game. It's the ABC game. It's the ESPN primetime game. So
$75 at LSU Stadium at night. Like you have to be sitting above the ISS. Like you gotta be looking past that sucker to see this game because there's no reason they should be $100.
And also, there's like a pole, a pillar, like it's right here, and you have to kind of go like this to see the game.
You got to use a mirror to see the jumbotron.
That's right. And there's no bathrooms on that side of the stadium.
Nope. You're just pissing off the back side of the stadium.
It's just watching the game. You don't get concessions. There's no bathroom. You stay in your seat because it's such a hike up there.
Yep.
You run out of oxygen. Yeah.
You would rather hike Everest than go to the top of where those seats are.
It's similar, and there's more things to see in Everest. You're not going to go see this game. Let's rewind. I skipped over that. I got a little happy about LSU seeing this, but Arkansas, Ole Miss. Arkansas is a team that I've seen zilch of, but they're intriguing because I thought they're going to be a dumpster fire. But if you're Ole Miss,
jury's still out.
Jury's still out. Ole Miss, again, we say this about them a lot, but they can't afford to lose a game like this. They could afford to lose. Ole Miss could afford to lose a game to, I don't think they play them, but the Georgia or something like that if they want to stay in the playoff hunt. But they can't lose this game to an Arkansas team. And Ole Miss only favored by 6.5, so the Sharps think Arkansas is a pretty solid team.
Yeah, they got a fantastic quarterback, Taylor Green.
Yeah,
that's why they think, because they know Arkansas is going to put up points. Bobby Petrino is good at calling ball plays.
Yes, indeed.
So his Taylor Green's going to make plays. That Ole Miss defense is not the greatest. Kentucky moved the ball even with Quezada. They still move the ball on them a little bit.
Move the ball,
Yep. And then Simmons can throw interceptions. And Arkansas defense, while they may not be very good, you give Taylor Green a couple of turnovers on the plus side of the field, he's putting up touchdowns. And all of a sudden now, and you talk about a guy that really needs a win, Sam Pittman.
Oh yes,
for Arkansas.
Yes,
he needs it bad. We've talked a couple shows back about who is on the hot seat for coaches, and he should have been on. He should have been on there.
We omitted him.
He needs it. He needs it badly. So the team knows he needs it. They got better quarterback play than Ole Miss has right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a fun one. I don't know. I'll pick Ole Miss to still win because at home, and I think they'll just make enough plays to win. And Simmons will run around enough to beat them. But don't be surprised late in that game, Arkansas and Taylor Green has a chance to win it. Just don't be shocked.
I wonder. I think that spread 62.5. I'd take the over on this game. I think this is maybe like a 35-31 kind of game.
yeah. There's gonna be points.
It's not gonna be a rock fight.
Nope. It's going to be the opposite of what Kentucky was last week.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to sail right past those scores.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, if you saw Michigan, Oklahoma, and Texas, Ohio State the first week, those slugfest 14-7, 20. This is going to be a track meet. This might be one of the more entertaining games, which is a bummer because it's like with all the other ones. Like, got the Arkansas Ole Miss, Florida LSU, Texas A&M Notre Dame. And then
would have been a great 12 o'clock game.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, perfect. 12 o'clock game. Absolutely.
Check it out.
Or Friday night game. That'd be great.
Oh, that'd have been better.
Just something like a game like that rather than Ohio versus Toledo or something like that.
Sure.
It's a game, but no one's really, only the junkies that are betting on it are really watching that closely. So I like you. I'm going to take Ole Miss to win this game, but I would not be surprised to see Arkansas win this game because of that Green quarterback play, and then it's. Simmons, no, the Ole Miss quarterback's name I'm blanking on. He's just too erratic. If you're an Ole Miss fan, you're like just cringing every time he throws the ball down the field because he's just a slinger. Takes too many chances, and it's going to end up biting him. I think they get good enough this weekend to win this game. But
I do too.
This one, you wouldn't normally think about this, but Vanderbilt at South Carolina. Vanderbilt's just quietly saying, yep, we're still a good football team. You do not want to play us. And they beat up Va Tech pretty good. And you can't compare the games against South Carolina and Va Tech in this, but because it doesn't really translate. But what we know is Vanderbilt's going to come in swinging. And South Carolina better bring it. I'm going to pick South Carolina to win this game, but it's basically a pick 'em. If you look at it, it's the 3.5. South Carolina getting it home. So I'm going to have Sarah pick South Carolina win this game. But if Vanderbilt does win, we're going to have to really start talking about them more.
Well,
I think
the thing with Vandy is the first 22 of Vanderbilt is pretty good. where Vanderbilt falls off is when people start getting hurt, especially in the line of
Sure.
scrimmage, and then now they're bringing in people that are just no good at all. They don't have
Right.
they're just Vanderbilt. They don't have depth. Diego
Depth.
Pavia, if that kid would hit the portal, I would love to have had him.
Oh,
He's a football player, man. He is a football player, and he is one that will not be afraid to go into South Carolina and put an L on the Gamecocks. And the Gamecock defense will probably do enough to win. I'm like you. I think that South Carolina will win. I think Lenore Sellers will make enough plays to get it done.
Right.
But I mean, this is another one. Fourth quarter, Vanderbilt has a chance to win it, and Pavia gets a chance to drive down for a field goal. Don't be surprised if he puts plays together and they wind up winning it, because he is good. He's a good football player. As long as they don't have injuries, they're going to be competitive in most of the games they play.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, let's see. Is there other games? No, Utah, Wyoming. Yeah. Utah's been hammering people. I don't see that will probably change. All right, well, we'll go back to the game of the weekend. This one here. Been circled on your calendar for a bit now. Knoxville's going to start rocking probably.
Game day, baby.
Pulling in now. Yeah, game days will be there. Yes. Probably pulling in tonight.
Kids will be starting camping tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely. I'm guessing there's like
weather's gonna be nice.
Parking stuff that's for people tailgate, like to park already. Like just a lot of people get there the night before or whatever.
A lot of people looking like Cousin Eddie getting out of that RV.
Yeah, right. Exactly. This game, I guess thankfully it's not, but this should also be a primetime game in my opinion. This should be a 6:30 game. But well, for you, you'd probably like it too, because you're going to miss part of the first half. Sounds like
first half, yeah.
Yeah. So, from what I've seen of Tennessee and Georgia, I'm going to pick the Vols to win this game. I know they're not favored, but I have not been impressed with Georgia the last year and change. Like, they're still a good football team. They still have talent everywhere, but like, I don't know. This is not a Georgia team from 2021 or 2022 when they were just otherworldly, not even human. Tennessee's due for upset for a game like this. Like it's been a couple of years since that Bama game. I like Tennessee to win this game. That's going to propel them into the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I've wrestled with this one because I'm like you. I really want to pick UT to win it. I really do. Offensively, we look better. Defensively, we've looked fine. The problem is you're down 4 defensive starters for Tennessee. Hobbs is not going to play. Jamal McCoy is not going to play. Rick Gibson's not going to play. That's secondary players there. Hobbs is going to be your starting tackle. Moy is supposed to be back. Jackson Moyer, the defensive tackle, he got hurt play 3 against Syracuse. Didn't play last week. He's got an elbow thing. They're saying questionable. So we'll see with Georgia's game 3 now.
Right.
If you're Heupel and you're Rodney Gardner, you play the long game with Moy and with Hobbs. You don't mess around with Georgia. You've won 2 games. You never say this, but you drop this one, it's not a big deal. Georgia's really good. You drop it, and then you get all your guys coming back here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then you make your run on the back end and see if you can get them again in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Gunnar Stock does not look good. He doesn't throw the ball downfield well. They don't protect well, although they're supposed to get back a couple of offensive linemen that were listed as out last game who are questionable this game and probable one of them. So that may help out their offensive line. They had a really tough time out of the right side against either Austin Peay and Marshall, which is not good because that's not the caliber athlete. Yeah. Josephs and Jordan Ross and those guys are going to. There's a huge step up in talent from what they've seen.
Should eat.
Yep. So if it's crucial for UT to get out to a lead a little bit, start good, have some success in the passing game. They've not broke 17 points in the last 4 years against Georgia. So you have to get north of that. I don't know how you have confidence they do because the Georgia defense is always just the Georgia defense.
Yeah.
They're so good. So it's going to be really tough. Aguilar, you're going to find out because he's played. Right. That's what gives you hope if you're a Tennessee fan. If you're me, so Joey he's like 47 years old.
Yes.
He's been playing college football for a long time. So he's not going to get rattled with. There's nothing Georgia will do schematically he's not seen in his career.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, does he know the UT offense enough to make the correct decision based on the look he's getting?
Yeah.
Will that happen game 3? I don't know. As much. I wish if this was a little bit later in the year, you would feel better if you're Tennessee. You should get your guys back, but then Georgia has a chance to get better too.
Sure.
So I'll go Georgia. As much as it hurts my heart where Jesus lives, because it's tough. But I don't know. It's the only team Heupel. They got 8-game winning streak. Heupel's not beat him yet. Kirby Smart, for whatever reason, Kirby Smart has 2 things it takes to derail Josh Heupel offense. One of them is elite football players. The other is elite defensive scheme. He has both, and that makes it really hard for. Yes, it makes it just difficult on how the Tennessee offense, whatever, I don't know what he does. He has elite ball players, but he does something different than everyone else does. Because think about in 22 when Hooker put 52 on Bama. Well, that Alabama defense and scheme is pretty much Georgia.
Yes,
because he come from Saban.
He came from Saban. He's a Saban guy, yeah.
But for whatever reason, he's doing something schematically wise that is just derailing the Tennessee offense. They just can't score points. They got 10 last year in the first quarter, wound up scoring 17 or whatever it was. So yeah, I'll take Georgia, and the only reason is I'll take Georgia for the same reason I'm going to pick Florida to beat us at the end of the year, because I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
And I just won't pick them to win this game until they show me they're capable of beating that scheme of Kirby Smart. And I'll take Georgia, and I think it'll be pretty close to the same. I think it's going to be 24-20, 24-17, 27-17. Until you get north of you're going to have to be in the mid to high 20s to beat Georgia Saturday. And I don't have confidence to get there is all.
Right. That'd be interesting if Aguilar keeps playing like he has and he's able to solve this riddle. Dude, the sky's the limit for this Tennessee team, especially if they get guys healthy, right? If they could grind out even like an ugly win, somehow, knuckleball a field goal,
fine,
knock yourself out, right? Like whatever. Yeah. We win 13-10. That's cool.
And you'll know pretty quick. So
yeah,
Stockton, if you can make him uncomfortable, and now what changes everything? In the last 4 games against Georgia, UT has not recorded a sack. A single sack,
Jesus.
Not one. Unbelievable. Okay. It's just they've been Georgia's been great, right? They've been elite. So okay, but you've not recorded a sack. If you get a sack, a fumble, a short field, a pick six, if you get a score on defense, and you're Tennessee, especially if you're already up, if you can get up 14-0 or 17-3, and get Neyland at a volume 10 plus.
Yes.
And then Stockton, you could run them straight out of the stadium. It would be it would be shocking, but that's the scenario you would have to run them out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to grind you down.
Yeah, they're going to have to get pressure, so he can't get comfortable. Because I think he's just an okay quarterback. I mean, that's why I'm thinking I'm picking Tennessee, because I think they do enough to rattle him, and it might be a bit of a rock fight, but I just have not seen enough from him last year and this year so far. It was like. Yeah, he's a scary quarterback. Of course, Stetson Bennett was a scary-looking quarterback. It's not like a physical specimen, but he could carve you up. Like
he just played the quarterback position really well. Yeah, he was elite at playing quarterback in college.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all you have to be.
Yeah. Any other games that we omitted that you want to discuss? I think we hit all the major ones. Ohio State will just scrimmage. Illinois should have a scrimmage basically. Yeah, so what are our... Yeah. I think we've 25 games. Yep.
Yeah, we went through this pretty quick. Usually we're about an hour show. We're a minute 39 now. We've already blazed through these sons of bitches. So rock and roll, man.
Rock and roll. So it's Chris's picks?
Yes.
All right.
Yep. We'll do those. Well, quick recap was 4-2 last week. So we lost the Florida game, which we're happy to provide that $20 to the guys out in Vegas.
That's a very happy thing.
Yeah, I didn't mind that at all. And then of course we lost the Kentucky game. They were at home against Ole Miss. So 8-2 on the season, 80% winning percentage, up $6.43 with our 140 starting for the year. So we would be up, and I know it's a caveat, and if and buts or candy and nuts, but the money we spent on the parlays to begin the year would make that much bigger had we just played the home teams, like we come into the season saying we were going to just play the home team. So, but now we're focused and we're disciplined. We got good eye discipline now.
Yeah,
so,
right. Yes.
Yeah. So this week,
that safety off.
Yep. This week there's 7 games, $140 invested, $20 a game. They would not let us bet the OU Temple game was off the books.
Good idea.
It was at Temple too, so wasn't on the home turf. Louisiana at Missouri, UTEP at Texas, Alcorn State at Mississippi State. You couldn't touch those on regular money lines. They wouldn't let you. Then we laid off the A&M Notre Dame game because obviously it's in South Bend. So this week is going to be Bama at home over Wisconsin, South Carolina over Vandy, LSU over UF.
Big win.
Yeah. UK over Kentucky over Eastern Michigan, Ole Miss over Arkansas. Tennessee over Georgia. Hope you're right, Delaney.
Listen, like if this
I will sing your praises Monday. I will sing your praises, and I'm going to show up with a little bit of swag on if we win Monday.
Absolutely.
So get ready for that. Should. And then Auburn over Southern Alabama, and that's the 7. That's the 140. So we're looking for another 5-1, 4-2 week to keep our pace for our 70% over the year.
Right.
We'll see what happens.
And then we'll get the rest of the season basically minus one weekend or two.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be all SEC games. It'll be
all conference play.
8 of them, or 7 or 8 games.
Pretty much.
All conference play. So
for sure,
it's an interesting little thing. And it might have winded like $12 or something.
Never know. Well, what we're needing is what's happened last year and in years past is that big upset. You could take that, and that's what sucks here because Tennessee, Georgia, you bet $20. Well, we're only going to win 30 if we win the game, so it's not a big one. But if we had the other money, the other $30 plus the 15, so another $45, you could put 25 or 30. So what you do that then when a big upset happens like Vanderbilt over Alabama last year, that's a huge payoff. And those are the games in the SEC we're going to wait around on and see. Like when Florida plays Texas in a few weeks, we're taking Florida.
Yes.
That could be a huge payday.
Seriously, I mean,
that
would be because they're going to be a new coach in Gainesville. I imagine by then
it could be an interim coach, and who knows?
I'm sticking to that. If I'm wrong, it'll be because they somehow sorted out and beat LSU or look competent. It's LSU, which ain't happening.
The feel for that Texas-Florida game in 3 weeks is going to be is going to be one of just total despair for Florida fans, or they got a shot to win this. I mean, they would need to steal either LSU or at Miami for us to even have a conversation that they may beat Texas at home.
100%. They have to look at minimum compete and have a fight and have a shot to win later. Get Miami or LSU pulls away late. You can live with that because you're still growing that program, right? I mean, but the problem is that dead man walking so eventually you're going to have to win one of these games to save your job, and I just don't see it. See it.
Sunbelt Billy doing Sunbelt Billy things.
Yep, Sunbelt Billy things. All right, anything else? That's it for the picks of the week. All right, well, we get some good games to watch. Like I said, most of them are backloaded in the evening, late afternoon, evening. But Clemson, Georgia Tech, keep an eye on that one. That's the early one that you're going to want to keep an eye on. That's going to be a good football game. Hilarious too.
And you know what? We could start doing that. The low key good game of the weekend could be Clemson, Georgia Tech. That could be a low key good game of the funnest game of the weekend. If we had to pick it, it's probably going to be Arkansas, Ole Miss.
Yes,
and it's one that no one talks about. That could be the funnest game of the If you like offense, tune in for that.
Right. They might as well be Big 12 teams. The way I'm looking at it. This is a 40 to 35 game or something. All right, folks. This is Health We Know. It's Chris. I'm Brian.